this is Dominic, wedding DJ.
And this is Serena, wedding planner.
And together we are the Wedding Duo. We are here to talk all things weddings.
Planning a wedding can be stressful, but we are here to help.
So before you say, that's it, we're going to Vegas, don't go to Vegas.
Let's have some fun.
Join us as we answer your wedding questions and help navigate planning one of the biggest days of your life with
the Wedding Duo.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode
80.
80. It's a big 80.
I don't know that that's like special, but it feels.
No, I feel like anything ending in a zero, like with birthdays, right? When it's a birthday ending in zero, those are like big.
That is definitely true. And we are only 20 away from 100.
That's a bigger landmark.
You know, today we have something else to celebrate. I'm going to tell you about it. You know about it, but you're probably surprised that I even brought this up. The other night, I was sleeping and I had no idea what was going on while I was sleeping. I woke up to a message from a certain artist. You may know him, Callum Scott, was just messaging me casually on TikTok.
I didn't know what you were going to say. I go, are you expecting? Like, what is this to you?
That's not the announcement.
That's not the announcement. No. Okay.
No. So literally the other morning, I was going back and forth on TikTok with Callum Scott because he offered to provide us tickets to his show, one of his shows here in the US, because of our video on flaws. If you guys haven't seen that video, go back and watch it. It's amazing. My husband's adorable in it. So I don't know. It was just so sweet and so just like, I was like, what?
Well, he said he rewatched that. I go, wait, so you're like watching our videos multiple times, Callum? Like, can I call you Callum? I feel like we're on first name basis now.
Yeah.
That's really cool. We've had a few people that have Force Black whenever we post about Force Black. He or
whoever
his
manages,
teenage daughter who manages his social media always comments like every time. I know sometimes it's because, without trying to sound arrogant, like we have more followers than they do. And they're like, I don't know how to do TikTok.
But this is not the case with the bigger artists.
He has 1.2, 1.8, something like that. Million, that is. But it's just really, it's cool to think, you know, you do a video, you throw it out in the world. You don't think the person that like
sings the song
is going to be like, oh, that was really good. Like, thanks. I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah. So if you guys are going to be in Detroit for some reason on May 1st next year, join us at the show. We'll be there. And of course, we'll do some social media from there. So
we're going to try to get him in a TikTok. What do you think?
Let's see how, if
you're like besties with him, texting like, hey.
No, not quite. But maybe the chance for a TikTok.
You remember his Britain's Got Talent? He got the golden buzzer from Mr. Simon Cowell.
So memorable.
It really is memorable. And remember his sister went on and then he was just kind of along for the ride. And she said, he sings too. He's going to try out. And then they ripped her apart.
I know.
And he gets the golden buzzer. I mean, how? That's got to be harsh. I hope she's a good sister. And she was like, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
That's probably.
I'm thinking she is.
Stuck in her craw a little bit. Yeah.
They seem like a sweet family.
But my point was like, he was just, I don't remember. They said what he was doing for a living. And then he just kind of popped in there. Let me try the audition. And life-changing, right? Completely went from random, I don't know, janitor to recording artist.
I don't know that
country.
He was a janitor.
I don't know, something. but I mean, it's just, it's a bit crazy. But it's great to see people that, because there's a lot of talented people in the world that you've never heard of. You just need that moment to like, for people to see them and to know that they're there. And then, yeah. Yeah,
it's wonderful to watch. So, guys, we have decided to start a little segment on each episode.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll start it this way.
We'll see how it goes. So you give us your feedback. But I'm going to read on paper, have to have big font, a Reddit post about weddings. And we are going to react, okay?
I like to call it Dread It because there's some drama on. I mean, yeah, some of the social media people get, you know,
a little
aggressive,
carried away.
But Reddit, good gracious.
Yeah.
If you're a bride, take everything on Reddit with a grain of salt.
Absolutely. Including this. It is titled, I'm a wedding DJ. You are getting scammed by wedding DJs. That's a strong word, right?
I feel like I should be like, wah.
And I'm going to paraphrase some of this because it's long. So I've been a wedding DJ for about 3 years now. I kind of fell into it because I'm a professional violinist and someone asked if I could play violin and run Spotify. And my now fiance is a pianist who kind of fell into the same route. Now that I, quote, know the trade, as it were, I can confirm that 90% of people who hire a wedding DJ are absolutely getting scammed.
90%. He can confirm that.
He can't.
In merely 3 years.
Shuffling a playlist of, quote, songs that get white people turned. I'm serious. Go to Spotify and type in those words. And setting your $200 DJ lighting fixture to sound activated apparently makes you a DJ.
It does, really. That's all you need to do is buy some equipment and show up.
Most of the DJs I have interacted with at weddings are wannabe frat bro. Let me try that again. Wannabe frat bro types who think they're hireable because they have the equipment.
Me.
That is you. Absolutely. Even DJs that are exclusive through a venue. Okay.
Do you know where that's from, real quick?
No, I don't.
Groundhog Day.
Oh, okay. I should have known it was a movie quote.
We're talking about a DJ here, right? Go ahead. Sorry.
The problem is that there's an incredibly low barrier of entry to be a DJ.
That is the most true thing he said so far. Go ahead. Sorry.
My friend booked her DJ through a DJ company and paid close to $1,000 for a 19-year-old kid to stumble his way through emceeing, shuffle the list of songs they sent in, and set the lights to run on the sound-activated auto mode. I'm sure many of you have seen the same thing at weddings. He says, this all sounds very judgmental, but I really can't keep it to myself as I'm now planning my own wedding. He does end it with saying, sometimes you will get a DJ who actually knows what they're doing. My fiance has worked as a sound guy for years and programs his own lights, so it's a controlled, non-seizure-inducing sound and light experience. Anyways,
seizure-inducing.
Save the money, be your own DJ, or ask a friend who doesn't drink to man the playlist. Okay, so I'm going to start with the lighting stuff, like irrelevant, honestly. Like, what does the lighting have to do with being a DJ? Like,
it can be a bit much. There's a lot that are like intense.
That do too much, right?
Especially if the room is small or whatever. But yeah, but that's not.
But that's not part of the role.
That's a whole other thing.
And to say being scammed, like, let's talk about what a scam is, right? Like, if you're scammed, you don't get what you're paying for. And essentially, he's saying, like, you know, these people aren't qualified to do the job. Now, I will say the reference he made to the bar being low is absolutely correct.
I've said that countless times because as a DJ, a wedding DJ, with a lot more than 3 years, in 3 years, it's not like he goes out every weekend for
I think it's
a he. Yeah. I highly doubt if he just got asked to do it for a friend, he's not doing 50 to 80 weddings in a year.
Right.
So it's a very small sample size. The bar is low. There's a lot of people that have bought speakers off of, you know, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace and said, oh, I could totally do this. Yeah. But the perfect way, those are good for backyard barbecues, pool parties, you know, whatever, birthday, you know, something small, get together, family reunions, that kind of stuff. But a wedding is a whole nother thing.
It is.
There's also a lot of companies that the main guy, girl, the owner, who has got a lot of experience, wants to expand his team, not give away so many weddings that are coming because he's already booked, he or she's already booked. And they try to hire somebody else. And they get a young kid who maybe doesn't know what they're doing, who's riding the coattails of the reputation of the other person. And then they get sent out.
Yeah. And that's absolutely what he's referencing.
That's absolutely what he's referencing.
And it's why we've talked about, or, you know, mentioned before that DJ service is a hard, like, franchise, right? Because of the fact that the talent, the people that are going out are carrying a huge weight of responsibility for these events. And sometimes they are just hiring like a 19-year-old kid.
It is a hard skill set to become good at. You need to know your music. You need to read the room, but that's just for the dance party, right?
Right.
You got to keep energy up, right? You got to transition between songs. But being an MC, running the ceremony music, running the ceremony mics.
Yes.
Working the crowd, talking to the best man, maid of honor about their toast, talking about the father, bride, mother, the groom, about their dances, like orchestrating that and being, which sometimes there's not a planner.
Right.
Like the DJ is somebody who often takes that role, grabs the reins and runs the event. That is a lot more than a 19-year-old kid who turns his lights to autopilot. But let me tell you something else real quick before you jump.
Okay.
You could absolutely, for your wedding, go to the grocery store, buy some flowers and make your own bouquet. That does not make you a wedding florist, right?
No.
And you'll realize real quick, like, oh gosh, this is the first time I've ever done it. Yeah, guess who has done it a ton of times? Your florist. You might be great in the kitchen. You might make a great meal. That doesn't mean you can cater an event to 150 people, right? That's what wedding professionals do. And as a DJ, I have never once turned on Spotify. First of all, you're not supposed to DJ off Spotify. There's some legalities there, which we're not going to get into. But just like Apple Music, most DJs, wedding DJs, have a program on their computer that they've worked with many times to work with beat mixing. Look at all the things that they do to transition between songs and all that stuff so that they're not playing off Spotify. Let's just put that to bed right now.
Right.
Yes, if you hire your friend, of course, they're probably going to put, or if you're DIYing your DJ, of course, you're just going to put on Spotify, right?
Right.
Of course, that happens. Of course. Why are people doing this? Because weddings are expensive, right? Everybody has a friender that's going to help with the flowers, a friend that's going to help with catering, a friend that's going to help plan. Aunt Betty did a Christmas party 10 years ago. She can run your wedding. Of course. Is it as good as you as a wedding planner with decade plus of experience? Absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly. So you're kind of not comparing apples to apples here, right? It's not the same thing. And that's where the term getting scammed, I understand what he's getting at, right?
Absolutely.
Like people.
Absolutely. The bar is low.
The bar is low. Absolutely. And people think they're going to get this great experience and sometimes are disappointed. And that's what he's referencing.
And the budget, like you said. Yeah, if you find a kid who's doing it for $200, you're like, oh my gosh, I found a DJ for $200. That's going to open up so much of the budget. Okay. Okay.
Fair.
But the other thing that's different about a DJ than I think anybody else that's operating, minus maybe the caterer, what we do as a DJ is happening in real time. If a DJ screws up, it is on display for everyone to see. A photographer could be taking horrific pictures all day. You will not know until you get that gallery and you're like, oh my God, what are these pictures? I mean, which happens again, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but that does, you hire somebody for $200 that's going to be a photographer. That's not the normal rate for a wedding photographer for that reason. You want good pictures. You have all the generations there. You want to capture that moment. You know, that's your time to get these beautiful pictures that are going to be keepsakes in your family, on your mantle for years to come, right? Just like the wedding. What are people going to remember after your wedding? If they had a good time, that is the thing that sticks with people.
It is definitely one of the things. I would argue with you that most vendors, it's happening real time. I mean, for myself, if I'm a bitch, people are going to be like, oh, that's terrible. The wedding planner is like not.
You are a bitch to one person or maybe the wedding party, not on a microphone in front of every guest, right?
Yes, hopefully not.
If that song skips, you play the wrong song, if you're tripped up and or something's not working and all eyes are on you as you trying to get the song to play for the first dance, that will crush a soul. That will end a career of a DJ, would-be good DJ.
Absolutely.
Overnight. I've had a a venue person say like the DJ was up there and just froze and like couldn't get something to work. The program was locked up or something. Tears. I felt for it. Yeah. And it's awkward for the whole room. They're all like, what can anybody do? Right. That's what I mean by it happens real time.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So guys, let us know if you enjoy this segment. We'll do it again.
Reddit.
We'll call it Dread It, the Dread It segment.
Yeah. Chill up my spine.
We're now going to talk about, I have my paper here if you're watching on YouTube. Oh, by the way, we got a fantastic new camera. And so we're looking good here.
I know. I'm glad I wore
your DJ shirt?
My headphone smiley face shirt. You can really see it. Usually I'd be like, huh?
We're going to talk about what it's like to juggle major life moments while planning your wedding. And what I mean by that is there are so many couples that have come across our path that are graduating, buying a house, having kids at the same time they're planning their wedding. Now, of course, this is not a bad thing. We're not like saying you shouldn't do this, but it can be a lot.
I remember very clearly I had a planning meeting with a couple. They were like, well, we're trying to finish the house. We decided to buy a house and we're putting some, having it painted or whatever, which is a lot, right? Yep. When you're doing that, buying a house is a lot. Planning the wedding. And then she goes, I just found out we're expecting. I go, oh my God. one life event at a time. Like those are big things. And between the ages of what? 20 to 30, right? Picking on where you're at in that life. You get some major stuff in there, right? Talk about the bride that was, everyone's in town anyway. Tell them down.
Yeah. So we had a bride back in Texas, I think it was.
Yes.
And she graduated the day of her rehearsal. So essentially the day before her wedding.
Friday, right?
Yep. It was a Friday. And she graduated earlier in the day.
College.
Mm-hmm. And then we had the rehearsal in the evening and the wedding the next day. And her comment to me was, well, everyone's going to be in town, so it really works out, which is a good point.
Sounds good on paper.
Now, I will say a lot of times, like the earlier summer weddings, the brides at least have a couple weeks in between, like when they graduate and when the wedding happens. I hope that for you.
Like not long before then, right? Because for those of you that have graduated, that's like there's a lot of things you got to get done. Test, exams, thesis. I don't know. Like, what are you trying to finish? Yeah. That is like brain draining, like all your energy towards that. And oh, by the way, you have to go on a tasting this afternoon. Like, oh my God, it's just exhausting. And some people have kids already, right? Maybe you're expecting, but because I had a bride, I remember this was in Texas as well. She was really pregnant.
Like 8 months pregnant.
Really
pregnant. I remember those pictures.
The pictures were so wonderful, but she was really pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So
and she was dancing
in Texas, dancing.
I remember.
And again, I didn't want to like say, let's have just have the wedding today. Let's not, have the baby at the reception.
Yeah.
You're making me nervous. But my point is, even if you have little kids, maybe your relationship is kind of on its way already, and then you get married. You have little kids, you have a young family. That alone is a lot, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And so something that can really help with this is one of the biggest pieces of, planning life events or having things go on at the same time is the financial stress. Because I think, people sometimes underestimate just how expensive weddings can be. And that goes with also buying a home. So if you are like working on going through the home buying process, you're probably going to have some moments of, wait, we have to pay more money, right? Like there's costs involved with that. And so I think that lends itself to learning how to budget and learning how to plan together for these types of things. And sometimes you can't do it, the way maybe you intended, but you learn together, like through it.
Oh, we've said a bunch of times, like planning a wedding as a couple is really a great, like it's so many decisions and financial decisions and family decisions. And those are all, slippery slopes sometimes, right? And something the bride has her heart set on and the groom is like, how much?
Yeah.
That's
you learn real quick, like who's who in the relationship. And I can even talk to, us personally. I am less concerned, let's just put it that way, with what things cost. Whereas do you?
Sorry, I got a little in my throat there.
Where you are thrifty. Let's put it that way. Thrifty.
You know what it is?
Okay.
This is a weird thing. I was just talking to my sister about this the other day. Every time money has gotten tight, and we've been together a long time, we're a little family. We started nothing, money gets tight and your brain goes to, how can we make more money? My brain goes to, how can we save more money?
Right.
Which is good. It's a good dynamic that we have, but it was something I finally realized. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You were like, no, I don't want to cancel that or not do that. I want to keep doing that, but we're just going to figure, I go, no.
Yeah.
No. We need to, that is a really different mindset. And we've managed to work on it, but it was kind of like just identifying that as a relationship thing. I wish we'd have known sooner. Maybe it would have helped with a few arguments over the years, but that's really different. But that's something you learn about a person that just dating, you don't, that is not something you would really stumble onto, I don't think.
No. And it's a good point. We've purchased how many homes together? 1, 2, 4. 4 homes together. So we've gone through the, a major life purchase 4 times.
California, 2 in Texas.
And 1 here.
This one.
Yeah. So you do definitely learn about your spouse or your partner through that. And it doesn't have to be a constant struggle if you do understand the underlying thought process. Because you're right. When we realized that about each other, we were like, oh, I see how you're looking at this.
How your brain works.
How your brain works. Yes. And how my brain works and how it's different. And neither one is right or wrong. It's just different.
Well, even with our social media, right? Which is why all of you are even listening to this, because we have a social media presence, which has evolved over the years. And now we're doing a podcast as well. I've said many times, if it was, you have such an entrepreneurial spirit in you, right? It's just in your blood.
Who, me?
You. Yeah. And I've always been driven. I will have a goal. I will lower my head, put the blinders on. I'm like, come hell or high water. That's where I'm going. I'm going over that ridge, whatever, right? That's that. I've always had that drive. But the combination of us, we're pretty good together. But if it was just me, it would just be me. We would not have had a team of DJs. We wouldn't have had planners. Maybe I'd have had a Facebook page. I don't know. But but you came to me one day over COVID and hey, we're starting a TikTok page. I go, what are we doing? And then we hired a team and did that's all you, girl.
Oh, well, thank you. I think it's a good thing.
Even though people know me as the face of the company, like,
Yeah.
well, behind
There's
this big
someone
bald head
cracking the whip back there.
not cracking a whip. That is not
That's
the
how
relationship.
I like to envision it.
Oh, that's lovely.
I'm just kidding.
Mm,
Smile.
Smile.
For those that aren't watching and listening. So anyways, if you're going through any of these additional stressors while planning a wedding, we just want to give you a few pointers.
How many people out there are kind of going like me,
Yeah.
me, right?
So I have them written down because, again, can't remember. We're going to want to know which deadlines come first. For example, any of your major deposits, like you don't want that to coincide with like your mortgage closing, right? Like you're going to want to keep track of major payments that might come up. And that also has to do with like dates too, right? Like when we were talking about graduation dates, like most people don't want to go to their graduation the day before their wedding. So if you are graduating the same year, you're just going to want to look at when graduation happens, look at when you're planning your wedding for.
But if in your family, if it's tradition for people to like give you money for graduation, maybe do that before the wedding. So,
Yep.
so maybe help lean into that wedding a little bit, right?
That's true. Separate your funds. So meaning like have different buckets for your budgets. We had a guest on previously who talked about budgeting, and it was a really great episode if you guys want to go back and listen to that. But separating the funds really can help you look at things realistically, like having a wedding fund and a house fund, you know, to be able to know what's actually going on.
There are people that have said like, we had a conversation and we reached back out. Hey, you know, what'd you think of the proposal? They go, we decided we're going to elope and just use the money to buy a house. I go, it's not. Again, other vendors are out there like, shut up, Dominic.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, what's your priority? Do you want that big party? Which if you don't, you may regret it someday if you don't do it, right?
Maybe.
But at the same time, you might be like, meh, let's put it towards a house. Exactly. Do it. I mean, that's what we always say. Like, if ever there was a thing, it's your day, right? Like, but what I was going to say real quick is about the wedding side. We can talk more about that, right? Who knows what your down payment is going to be on a house or whatever that is, right? But most of us on the other side, we can work with you on breaking up payments because, you know, we have a deposit and then we have the balances due 30 days before. People ask all the time, like, can we break that up? Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We can do payments, reminders, however you want to attack it.
But your vendors have different policies. So you're going to want to
Absolutely.
check with
But check with your vendors because there may be, because the small business owner has more flexibility than
the corporate.
The bank. The banks are not as, or the real estate whole thing.
Right. You're going to want to help delegate things, meaning lean on family, bridal party, or your planner for the wedding tasks. So to this point, if you are buying a house, graduating, going through school, having a child, it may be in your best interest to look at having a full planner. And the only reason I say that is the time it's going to save you researching vendors, figuring out your budget, that kind of a thing. They can just really take a lot of that off your plate. Whereas if you're DIYing your whole planning process, it's like a full-time job, right? So just something to consider. Set realistic expectations. Not everything has to happen at once, right? And this kind of is different depending on your personality. Like maybe I am not patient, so I like to do all the things
Can we play that back?
as soon as possible.
I am not patient. I am not patient.
That's so true.
Well, you said not everything has to happen at once. This is going to be hard to hear. Not everything has to happen. Like if you were trying to do all the things, because we've had couples and I'm just like, my goodness. Sometimes it's very straightforward. There's a ceremony, there's a cocktail hour, there's a dinner, and then we dance. Sometimes there's lots of things, all the things, everything they saw on social media, we're trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Which is, it's great. We love it. We stay
And
busy.
by things, you mean the favors, the photo booth, the activities,
Old sparks, the dancing on the clouds,
all the extras,
the shoe game, all the things, which is great if it's in the budget and you want to do all the things. But even sometimes we just had one. There was a lot of things planned. We got to that moment. We opened the dance floor and she was like, I'm over anything else. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And I'm like, okay. I mean, again, but that happens a lot because the bride's just like, can I just be done? Because you get pulled in so many directions on the big day. And so, not everything has to happen all at once, but not, look at the things you say, like, if you were to prioritize all the things, what do we really want to do? What's going to get the most bang for the buck? What's going to happen that we're not involved in, like the photo booth? You're not. You just hire it. It goes, does this thing. All the guests enjoy it. You will enjoy it as well, but you don't have to do anything. You don't have to, like, as the bride,
exactly,
tie 1,000 bows on some favor that you really wanted to do that you saw on social media.
Right. Or get pulled in that direction on wedding day. This last point too is something we've talked about before on episodes. And this is talking openly about your priorities, not only with your partner, but, with family member, friends. For those of you that are younger, maybe getting married, it's just really good practice for communication for your marriage as you go through the years. And finding out what's important to you and being able to express that to your partner is huge. I mean, we've experienced it over the years. I don't know that we were as good at it initially as we are now.
Well, we got together, we were a little bit older. And I think that's a huge thing. If you're 20 something and you've always had your parents as your sounding board, and they've always taken that role as like, I'm your counselor, I'm going to tell you what's best, because that's what they do when you're young. Yep. If you were a parent yourself someday, that is a hard thing to let go and let people, like, our kids we have 2 teenagers in the house now. Oh my God.
So
but
different.
you're trying to be protective. You're trying to do what's best for them. You're trying to use your experience to help them. But at the same time, they need to learn on their own. But so if you're 20 something and now you're getting married, the parents can really, really want the best for you, but also really, you feel like you're taking over. And maybe not your parents, but your soon to be in-laws. And that is a balancing act all of its own.
Yeah.
Because if you're the bride and your soon to be husband is a mama's boy, you can be looked at as like almost like a threat, right? Like, you're taking my baby away from me. So that is a tough thing to navigate. But that's also something that, like, you learn as a couple. You learn, the groom has to learn, let's say, to, okay, this is going to be my wife. She's going to be the woman in my life. You're my mom. She's my wife. There's 2 roles. We can have separate
relationships.
But absolutely. That is a tough thing. And then here you come in. And again, when you're older, those conversations, you're just more confident in yourself to have those conversations. When you're younger, those are harder. Those are harder conversations. Those are harder relationships to navigate. And the wedding is a time when it comes up. You're talking finances, you're talking family. And those are big things to work through.
It's true. And
so you're not alone is my point. Like, you're not the only bride that's like, oh my God, my mother-in-law is trying to do everything. Like,
it happens. Yeah. And I think, to your point, weddings just amplify those emotions and those new feelings and new ways of doing things with your soon-to-be spouse, with his family, with her family, right? It's all different than it was when you were just dating. So that's just something that we, kind of like to discuss, because we've been there and we've seen couples go through it.
I think that's why we get so worked up when we hear vendors forcing their opinions onto the couples, right? Because of course, if you want our opinion, we will share it, because we've seen more weddings in a month than most people do in a lifetime. That's why you have professionals. But there's a line where you say, here's how we usually do it. Do you like that? And they're like, can we do it a little bit differently? There are vendors that will dig their heels. That's not how you do it. This is how we do it. And this is how it's going to be done. And you're like, no, that's just not. There's been a lot of people just on social media lately. Vendors just bitter. If you're bitter and you're in this industry, you need to move on, because this is
any industry, really. You should.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I don't know. It's just, people are just like, sometimes the vendors, we don't get fed first. I go, yes, because the caterers are trying to feed the guest. I'm a DJ. When we do the toast, which is often the next thing after dinner, I am very much involved, by the way. Like, they have my microphone. I'm there managing the sound. I'm talking on the mic. I never eat first. Never. I'm always the last one through the buffet.
Yep.
But I don't think I'm there as a guest. I'm there on the clock. I just want to eat, so I have some calories, so I'm not going to pass out later in the night. But it's like, I need to eat first because I need to sit down for an hour and just sit there and chat and relax. Like, we're on the clock. I mean, we got to like turn and burn. That's how I always look at it. But I would say that's the only military training I still use. They used to tell us, eat it now, taste it later. So I'm like, eat it and then get back to business. And I always have a playlist on the time. Like you said earlier, it's on autopilot during dinner. And like, I have a song playing. I'm not up there mixing during dinner, but yeah. But anyway,
I don't know where you're going with this.
No, I was going with like, you're trying to navigate the two of you planning a wedding.
Okay.
You're trying to navigate with your parents, his parents, if it's a his and her. And then you've got vendors as well. All these opinions coming at you and you're trying to make these decisions. It's a lot, but at the end of the day, the two of you, the two people getting married, I feel like are the Those should be the decision makers. And even if the groom every time going up to us said, whatever you want, babe, whatever you want, babe. How many people have heard that? In like, well, hey, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And he's like, whatever you want, babe. But you should really don't hide the cost, because that could be a challenging thing too. When he's like, wait, I didn't know it was going to be that much. Like, conveniently, that part was left out of the conversation. Huh?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely not something they want to find out later and cause issues. Something that we have done recently is we've partnered with a national network of agents. So if you are in the process of looking for a home and you need help wherever you are in the country, check out our first time home buyers guide, and we can actually pair you with a vetted agent in your area to make the process smoother. Because like I mentioned before, we've purchased 4 homes together. We've always had an agent, and it's always really helped the process. So
2 agents.
Yeah.
On each side often, right?
Yeah, buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
So guys, we've come to the end of the episode. Like I mentioned, let us know if you enjoyed the dreaded portion of this episode. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Check out our website, theweddingduo.co, and we will see you next time.
And don't forget, it's your day. Don't let somebody talk you into something you don't want to do, or talk you out of something you have your heart set on. It's totally your day.
You do you.
You and the groom.
Mwah.
Hey, so thanks for listening to our podcast. If you found any of this information helpful and you know someone who may be engaged or is a maid of honor, maybe you could tell them and share it with a friend.
Absolutely. So screenshot this episode, share it on Instagram, on Facebook, and tag The Wedding Duo. We promise to share the love back. Also, if you are interested in more resources or the show notes, you can go to theweddingduo.co. We have one-on-one virtual sessions, a shop, all sorts of fun stuff. Check it out.